Hello, my Stampin' peeps. This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in San Diego, California. And we are going to make a card today using the Soft Seedlings stamp set. It's not a bundle for those of you who like things cut out, but it's a beautiful, distinctive stamp set. So I'm hoping that everybody's going to want to run out and buy it because honestly, it's not even that much money. It's $20. But before we get there, have a little bit of Stampin' Up news. We had a really nice gnomes class this weekend, but if you're, sorry you missed it if you did, but next month on September 18th at 10 o'clock at my house, we're going to have a fall cards class. Not sure if this one that we're making today is going to be part of it or not, but there'll be other fall cards made with the Soft Seedling class, as well as the Soft Seedling stamp set. That's hard to say. As well as the Hello Harvest stamp set and bundle. So if you're interested, let me know. I'm probably going to offer it on the Friday, 15th of September also, but I got to check my calendar. So hopefully a bunch of you can come. And then the other announcement stuff, sorry, I'm just trying to see if we are live here because I'm having trouble finding us. More important when I turn you down so I can make sure that you can see everything. Good. All right. Anyway, the other news is we are in our last few weeks of Sale-A-Bration. Hi, Cindy. Glad you're here. Just talking about what's going on these days with Stampin' Up. Last few weeks of Sale-A-Bration, things are starting to sell out. As you know, the pool party and soft seafoam envelopes and cards are already sold out, and now also the Trees for Sale stamp set, or not stamp set, dies are sold out. They've told us the hippo dies are potentially going to sell out before the end of the month, but I guess everything else is pretty good. And also there are some new things to show you on Sale-A-Bration. I'm going to put you down so you can see that. Sorry if I'm making you seasick here. Anyway, there are some new Sale-A-Bration items. And they are here. They are $50 purchases. You can get the timber embossing folder, gingham embossing folder, seashell embossing folder, the brushed metallic cardstock, the craft gift boxes, or the silver foil. For the $50 and for the $100, there's a bunch of dies. These are some from the annual, all these other ones are from the annual catalog. Flowers of Home dies, Dots and Spots, and the Daffodil dies are from the annual catalog, but this new Aspen Tree die is from the mini catalog. So those are all new Sale-A-Bration items to tempt you. And there's a link above my video here if you want to shop with me for any of these. And then the other thing coming soon, but if you're a demonstrator, you can actually get this month, is the Perfect Partners sets, because all of these are things that didn't come with the dies, either in the annual or also in the mini catalog. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Barbara. Glad you guys could join me today. So anyways, if you're a demonstrator, you can buy these now, and for customers, it's the month of September. So the apple blossoms, fresh cut stems dies, little playful piggies have dies now, tree trimmings has dies, the Yeti has dies, and the waterfall canyon has a million dies. Like I said, some of these are in the annual, some are in the mini catalog, so those are coming in September. All right, but now let's make a card. We are going to be using the Soft Seedlings stamp set, which is on page 53 in the July through December catalog. Notice this little thing right here where it says distinctive, okay? Because that will tell you that this is a special stamp set. The pheasant stamps, painted pheasants next to it, is also says distinctive. You see that? And that will tell you that however this looks in here, it's going to be more stunning in person because it's going to have depth. This is not you misstamp thing. This is depth that you will see just, you know, in using one color has tremendous depth. So that's what we're going to do today. Here's the stamp set, and it has some really nice font with some sayings. This thinking of you, I use that constantly. I'm constantly making thinking of you cards because you can use them for almost everything. And so this is our card that we're doing today. It is actually a fun fold. So there's a flap that opens like that and a flap that opens like that, and then you can write whatever you want on the inside. And it's really, really quite easy. So the paper that you see here and here is part of the Rustic Harvest. And I think we've showed that before, but since it's so stunning, I think you need to see it again. I've used this. This comes with, this is just half the piece, and it's a mirrored set over here. So this is great if you want to use this for cards and just cut them up. Or also goes really nicely if you're a scrapbooker. And then it's just a lot of harvesting. Oh, the back is all black and white. So here's another one. Again, black and white. Lots of little gourds. I've seen people just hand cut these out. There's no dies that really match that. Black and white. I'm going to be using this piece in the Cajun Craze. This one looks really nice too if you just color it in. And this one is in the crushed curry. I have a hard time saying those because these are colors that I pretty much only use during fall card making time. And I just love fall. I love when the colors change. I just think it's so pretty. So here is our card. And it looks more difficult than it is with these little pieces, but it's actually pretty darn easy. So we've got a piece of the Cajun Craze, and this is 7 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you can see, and then it's at 3 inches, it's scored. So you can see it's kind of like a regular piece of cardstock, just with a little bit cut off. Okay, and then we've got another piece, and this one is 4 1/2 by 4 1/2, and it's scored at 1 inch. And we're just gonna, again, fold on our little score line. And then this is gonna get attached here, and that's how you're gonna have your fold. So let's just go ahead and do that. Might as well put the card part together. I was gonna stamp first, but we'll just do it backwards today. All right, so you want to kind of try to make it about the same down here as up here, and then you do, before the glue sets, see how I want to try to make it so it is flush with that over there, so that when it's closed, you can't really see that it's a different piece of paper. And then we've got a piece of, there's what's on the back, this crushed curry, and that piece is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Might as well just put that on. And then this piece, this is this just little crushed curry. It kind of looks like a suit pattern to me. And this piece, I believe, is, yeah, 1 1/2 by the whole 4 1/2 here. And I'm just going to put that on in the middle. I can't tell if that's straight. There we go. All right, so we got that ready. And then when we get our middle piece in, it'll cover this up and they won't be able to see that. All right, so let's do some stamping here. So we've got a piece for the inside. That's our 4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece that we're going to stamp on for the real stamping part is 4 by 3. So we've got our big stamp with the big leaf on it and some crushed curry. And we are going to first just stamp all over, and with these, or ink up all over. With these big stamps, I like to turn it over like this. And you probably can't see that it looks like there's not any hardly ink on that middle part, and that's really how it kind of goes. There's just not supposed to be a lot. Again, this is a kind of a 3D looking stamp. All right, now we got some Mossy Meadow here, and the rest is going to be using some sponge daubers. So I decided that I wanted these stems to be Mossy Meadow, and I'm getting a little bit up into there, and then maybe a couple other little places just randomly on here. Okay, so there's our Mossy Meadow. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the Merry Merlot. And how did I choose these colors? Well, these colors, I just grabbed all of the colors that are in that Rustic Harvest paper that I showed you. And that's how I decided what colors I was going to use. So last one is the Cajun Craze. Oh, I'm going to put these on. I like these on the little seedlings down here. And just remember, whatever kind of looks like there's nothing on there, that's where the crushed curry is. And I'm just going to give it a little, I'm just breathing on it basically, so it will activate any of that ink that's been sitting there for a while. And you do want to kind of hold it for a second or two so that it will transfer. And voila, okay? Isn't that gorgeous? So to me, this looks like it was done using the baby wipe technique, which I know, whoops, I gotta get this off of my finger. I know I've showed you before, but it's kind of a little less messy, although I still managed to get some on my hand here. And I'm going to just take this little seedling one, and we can kind of, let's try this. Let's try it with a little bit of Mossy Meadow. And then, oh, that looks kind of dark, doesn't it? Let's put a little bit of Cajun Craze on there and see how that works. Might not work as well because this is a much darker color, so it may end up showing through a little bit. But let's see. This time, yeah, so you don't see too much of it, mostly just the Mossy Meadow. That's okay. Good experiment, right? All right, and then the only other thing we need to do, my hands are getting ink on them from opening and closing so many ink pads at once, is back to the Mossy Meadow. And then this is just about a 1 inch, yep, 1 inch piece of just scrap that I'm going to put this Thinking of You on, because then I'm going to, what I call bubble cut. I don't even know if that's really the name. Even though I'm going to cut these out, I don't like these little shadow things under there. Good. So I save all these 1-inch cuts that I make because I do a lot of my inside pieces at 3 3/4 by 5. So I end up with a lot of these little strips that are 1 inch, and I save them just for things like this. Now you'll notice this is really crooked on here, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to bubble cut it. I don't even know if that's a name. And when I first do this, I actually leave a fair amount around here. You notice I am getting some on here. I tried to wipe my fingers off. And I'm turning the cardstock, not turning the scissors. And if I make a mistake and I go too close, I can always go back and make everything closer, but that looks pretty good. Now there is a stamp set, I think it's called Charming Sentiments, that's in the annual catalog. It has a bunch of really nice sentiments, and it actually has a die set that does this for you, that bubble cuts for you. And I just bought the stamp set because I liked all the sentiments, but I figured, hey, I know how to bubble cut. I can do this. I don't find it that hard. Okay. I'm going to just put some dimensionals on the back here. I am going to use one of these little tiny ones right at the edge here. And then it's just, one more thing we have to do before we can totally put it together is I'm using these Baker's Twine Essential Packs. It has multiple colors of twine in here. I think this one is maybe Crumb Cake. It has a vanilla one, a white one, and I think this one is Gray Granite. But it's just perfect for fall cards. So what I'm going to do is take this, I'm going to wrap it around twice, and then I'm going to make a bow here. And we all know making bows on camera is a recipe for disaster, but I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe this time it'll actually come out first time around. Not terribly bad. Sometimes I just make a knot there when I'm using the twine because it gets difficult to hold, or if my husband's in the room, I borrow a finger of his, or if I'm stamping with a friend, I'm always borrowing a finger. And I left them kind of long there. All right, so let's put this together. This is going on the inside. And you notice I put this little seedling on this side. I will often put things on this side, but I realized when I made the first one that it would show there if I put it over there. So I got smart with the second one. All right, so let's get a whole bunch of dimensionals here. Whoops, I don't know where that came from. use a dimensional to just kind of hold that in place too. No, that's not going to work in the middle, I don't think. All right. Oh, we got a lot more people watching. Hey, Pauline. Hey, Kimberly. Where are you guys all watching from? Anyway, I was talking earlier about my card class in September. Is going to use either the Soft Seedlings or the Rustic Harvest. Actually, we're going to use both. And if you want to order it sent to you, we can do that too. You obviously just need the stamp sets and some ink. Everything else will come to you. And then we've got our little bubble cut thing. So if you want, make a comment. If you want some more information, leave me your email. What do you guys think? Easy peasy. Here's the other one. I'll show you what I meant about where I put the little seedling on the inside. See how you can see it on that one? This one I got a little smarter and I stuck it on the inside there. Both of them look kind of nice. I'll show you too a couple others that I made. Oh, Pennsylvania, Minnesota. Oh, hi Peggy. All right, so here's another one that I made using the seedlings, and same technique here. I put a bunch of the little seedlings around here also, and I even use this tone on tone on the mossy meadow. This little yellow paper is from, what's it called? The Celebrate Everything paper that is only available as a host paper. Has, oh, just a ton of papers. And then the last one is just ink and paper. So this one, you can really see more how this is a distinctive stamp in the Mary Merlot. And this is one of the watercolor shapes in the crushed curry. So that is just simple, 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 and just so easy, so easy. So here you go with some soft seedling stamps or cards, and hopefully you guys will just enjoy it. This stamp set's only $20, so it is a deal. I'm gonna turn you back up to say goodbye, and hopefully you guys can join me next Monday at 1 o'clock. Not sure what we'll be making, but it'll be fun and easy. And also, if you want to see this again, obviously you can play it here, but you can see it also on my YouTube channel. I'd totally appreciate it if you went over to my Stamp with Dr. Robin YouTube channel and like the channel, and then it'll let you know when I've got a new video up, which I will put up today. Also, if you go to my blog, stampwithdrrobin.blogspot.com, you can see all the measurements and more pictures of the card. So until next week at 1 o'clock, take care, everybody. Bye. Whoops.